Welcome back. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Italian Tornado ADV. The kit of this thing is pretty damn good. You have 4 A9Ls, you have one of the better radars in the game. However, you only got Skyflashes. Now the Skyflashes are definitely not terrible, but they do lack a lot of range. And with this you are just at a disadvantage. And this is a little bit unlucky because you essentially need to kill people in the head-on. If they pass the merge, they turn after you. And you are up tiered, which happens essentially 90% of your games, you are going to be struggling a little bit. All in all, is this plane good? Not really. Is it terrible? Yeah, it's not terrible. It's just definitely one of those sad mobiles that can definitely work in the right position, because you do have a good kit. If you're coming from the side or people don't really notice you, you can missile everyone out of the air very quickly, but that isn't really a quality that's exclusive to the Tornado. Other planes can do this job just fine. The main issue is really the battle rating, where you just get up tiered every match, and every 11.7, every 12.0 can essentially do the job this thing does, other than the only IR missile carriers, and do it better. You are just going to be struggling in this, you're not gonna have the greatest time, and I don't recommend grinding this thing out. Can it be fun? Sure, if it's up your alley. You have to play it like a bit of a rat. It fits in the same category as the J8F, the Kavir, and all the other planes that really only carry IR missiles. This thing has a bit more battle presence actually than these planes. The issue is just that the second they actually decide to fight you, you're kinda done. Now we are gonna be fighting this MiG-23 ML, and he's going to do an absolute terrible job at fighting us, but he's going to be fighting us nonetheless. So let's take a look at what he does. I am on much less fuel, he just took off. And he's going to be quicker than us, he's going to be accelerating quicker than us, and he's going to be turning better than us. We cannot really do much against this guy other than hope that he is lobotomized, really. But we take a quick look, he's short by kills, and we see that he plays a lot of premiums, which is kind of good. Premium players all kind of make the same mistakes. I see an R24 coming in, wait for it to burn out, start flaring, roll around my own axle, missile misses, but now we lost a lot of speed. But what is that thing that a lot of premium players do? They try to dump speed, and I need to try to reverse this guy essentially, so I'm going to prematurely lose a lot of it, or try to lose a lot of it, because the Tornado doesn't really like losing anything, other than essentially every match. So now I notice that he is cutting throttle and he's not folding his wings out. So I'm just gonna go straight vertical, I'm gonna drop my flaps, and I'm gonna try to just cut into his loop, because he's just going too slow. He doesn't fold his wings out, he doesn't have enough lift, and he's just gonna end up directly in my guns. And that's a nice showcase of the gun. It does absolutely nothing. However, luckily it did enough for him to actually die from it. And this is why I check stat cards. Not to shame people, not to see how bad or good they are, but to see how experienced they are. F1 coming in, I have him locked up, but I see that missile coming in. I know that it's F104S with A9Ls. I don't even need to worry about firing at him, because that A9L is going to take him out for dinner regardless. Sure, he might have only set him on fire, but then I'm going to be stealing it. So I hold my fire, I switch my targets, and now I fly towards the middle of the map. There's a MiG-21 here going kind of vertical. We are at a decent altitude here, and I don't really like sitting at this altitude because it makes me kind of susceptible to other missiles. But there's a missile coming in. It's not a radar missile, I just dodge out of the way a little bit, I flare, the missile doesn't track. And as we are doing that, I'm still guiding in the missile because it switched targets. You saw that the missile was still guiding towards something. So I'm just gonna maintain my lock, I'm just gonna hope that it's flying towards something that's an enemy. And it did. So I got a kill out of it. Don't break your lock instantly when you see you miss your initial target. If there's another enemy directly behind him, you might just want to maintain your lock and hope it will actually hit him. We shoot a Skyflash at the MiG-23, he notches us, missile flies by, we don't do anything to him. We then lock up the SPS that was in the dogfight with the other guy. He actually gets hit by a Roland, survives the shot, so I'm gonna go in and clean the shot. And then the F4F flies in front of me, he's pre-flaring a little bit there. He used a few flares for that. And I'm just gonna wait for the flares to run out, and then I fire a missile at him. He only has like one flare left. He eats the missile, and that's kill number 3. And we check our 6 because there's a lot of friendlies behind us. And just to be safe, I'm gonna go defensive against the potential missile that's in the air. Maybe there isn't any, but we have like 7 billion countermeasures anyway, so might as well drop a few to avoid getting skill issued by a teammate. And this right here, it's not exactly a great showcase of skill or whatever, but this radar, this guy is going pretty side on. He's not notching perfectly, but he's pretty low to the ground, and this radar just doesn't really care. The radar is pretty damn good. Definitely not top 2 material, but it gets the job done together with the Skyflashes, and it's really your main crutch. The Skyflashes basically need to connect. If they don't, we are gonna have a little bit of an issue. You can see me having this guy locked up. I'm just gonna fire the missile at him, and I'm not sure what this guy is doing. He seems to be kind of AFK. I'm just gonna keep pointing directly at him. And very easy hit. So, he is dead. We are now going to instantly go back to the deck, because I don't like hanging up here, especially on a map like Afghanistan, where there's a lot of empty ground, but we are also at 1.5 kilometers on the deck already, making missiles even more powerful than they already are. And we are at a disadvantage with the missiles, and the range is going to be even further here. So I don't really like this map, and everyone is spread out. There's an F-14 here, there's an F-16 20 kilometers away. My teammates are all spread out, and I should have stuck with them. That's my own skill issue, but I'm gonna be taking this F-14 out. And as we are leaving the area, well, 2 guys have found me because I just killed their friend. So now I'm gonna try to get towards my team, but as you can see, they're all flying into the opposite direction. And this is why it's so damn important in this thing to make sure that you have teammates around. You cannot really defend yourself. We almost got clapped out of the air by the shield guys on the ground. And all we have to do now is try to keep these guys busy for as long as I can, to either waste their missiles, either waste their energy, or this right here, however, you also start at a little bit of a higher altitude, but there's a lot more cover on this map. This kind of map is much more suited for a vehicle like this, because you can actually play around the terrain. You can use it to ambush people, you can use it to block line of sight, and you can use it to simply dodge missiles without having to do much. Yak 141 comes head on, doesn't really try to dodge us, he eats a Skyflash to the face, and we just continue on our merry way. I noticed the guy on our left, and I flared there for a little bit in case he shot an R-24 at us. I'm not gonna be risking it. Again, I have way too many countermeasures. It would be a shame not to use them. So we turn back into the fight, and in the middle there's a little bit of a dip or a concave or whatever you want to call it. I don't want to go there. It's the same story as with Afghanistan. There's simply too many angles to get jumped from. There's simply too little cover, and this F-16 probably didn't see me coming because I came up over a hill. It's a lot easier to sneak up on people on this map, and it's a lot easier to catch people off guard. The issue is that also goes for us, so we need to be vigilant, we need to look around as much as we can. We see an F-14 coming in, he is 10 kilometers away, I'm not really too worried about him. And I see an F-4E dogfighting an F-16 on the other side of the map. Well, he's about 8 kilometers away right now. The F-16 doesn't seem to be in that much of a pickle, but it's also taking him quite long, and I'm not sure if he's either losing the fight, if he is maybe blacking out, if he's stuck, or whatever the reason might be. But what I do see is that this engagement is about to become a head-on. So I switch on over to the AIM-9L, and I try to make sure that my teammate doesn't die. It doesn't really matter at this point of the match anyway, because our team has basically already won. But when I see someone go down like that, I already know we're just gonna turn into a head-on joust fest with Vulcans, and at those speeds it's essentially just mutually assured destruction, because neither of those were going to survive that engagement. So I see some guys coming over the hill here. I'm going to shoot the Skyflash off, and I'm going to use my terrain here to actually dip into cover and make sure that we don't get hit by a missile in return. So we come up over the hill. In the meantime, the sun has risen from the mountains that you can still see in the background. Everything has kind of gone barren in the meantime. The sun is very hot at the moment, and everything just dried out very fast. So we come in from the side now. It's a little bit of a furball going on, and I can just start lobbing missiles at everything. I'm also kind of just fumbling all my keys because my radar is locking onto the wrong things. It's not doing what I wanted to do. Luckily, 2 AIM-9Ls off the rails. 2 AIM-9Ls claim a kill. We are now just going to continue on our merry way, because, well, that's all you really can do in this thing. You cannot contest a furball. You simply dive into it, you quote-unquote intercept the furball, and then you just continue on. You cannot really stay in any fight. You need to extend away, you need to keep your speed, and you need to keep your distance. It's very annoying when people chase you in this thing, because you can't even reliably turn around and try to head on them, simply because your turning circle is way too massive. It's comparable to something like the F-104S, and that's just saying something. The F-104S will actually outturn you at high speeds, which is saying even more. Sure, at low speed with the wings out and the flaps down, you can do such a thing. You can actually dogfight an F-104, and that's quite a feat, I know. But other than that, you are very restricted in this thing. You really need to play around your team. You really need to make sure that you set up your team correctly. And if your team just kind of does whatever they want and they're not really paying attention to anything and they're just kind of being dumb, there is just very little you're gonna be doing in this thing. So I shoot another missile off, it just doesn't curve in. As I said, these are not the most reliable missiles. At the end of the day, this thing was a little bit painful to fly out. Luckily, it didn't take me too many games, but I still wish it was even less. Bait the MiG-29 into the head-on. Keep turning a little bit to get the MiG-23 nice and firmly planted on his 6. And he is also going to be taken out. We then die in the head-on with a Yak 141 at the end of this video. But it didn't happen on screen, so I didn't actually. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.